I was asked to review the HTVRONT Manual Heat Press, and I am so excited to get started. So let's get this unboxed. So here I have got the HTVRONT Manual Heat Press out of the box, and as you can see, it came with good directions. It's got a controller that is USB. It hooks up there. It's got the USB connection. It's got the cord for plugging in. It's got the knob on the back for manual adjustment, and of course it opens up like this, and this baby spins all the way. So that is really something that I'm excited to give a try. All right, I am going to be using HTVRONT 11 by 14 sublimation paper. This is 125. I'm also going to be using sublimation HTV, which is from HTVRONT as well. I have two different styles here. I have just the regular HTV for sublimation, and I have HTV for dark fabrics. I'm actually going to be using the dark fabric because I am going to be putting this on a black shirt. So I went on my Creative Fabrica All Access account. I'll have a link below for that. I found this floral SVG mandala. And so I downloaded this image. I thought this would be really pretty to put on a black shirt and then do the sublimation on it. So I downloaded this, and then I went to my Cricut here, and I went to uploads here, and I brought that design in. And then I brought it into my canvas here. And so you can see, and then I actually rotated the image so that I could get it on, make it as big as possible. So I've got it right around 11.5 inches, and I'm able to use a 24-inch mat. So I've got this up to 16 inches here. So I am going to cut this out with my Cricut. And then I also downloaded some of these psychedelic alcohol ink backgrounds, and they are really pretty. So this is what I'm going to be putting on that mandala design. So I went into my Word documents here, and I brought in one of those alcohol ink looking designs. So I want to show you how to do this. And so I went into, when I opened a new document, I went into layout, and I went to 8.5 by 14 because I want to use a bigger size paper. You can do 8.5 by 11, you know, because I'm going to use 2 sheets anyway. But, and then orientation, I just did this in landscape so that you could see it here. So, and then margins, I have them set to 0. So now what I did is you click on the image here, right here, and you want to make sure that you're doing wrap and through, because then you can move it around on the page. Well, I filled the page up, but it came in about this size, you know, so then I just grabbed the end over here, or actually it came in a little smaller. It came in about this size. So you just grab the end, drag it down, and it doesn't matter on this if it's distorted. So I just stretched it out and made it as big as I wanted it. And now I'm going to print 2 of these to put onto our sublimation HTV, heat transfer vinyl. So I will get started on getting this printed and cut the Cricut design. I'm using a Maker 3 today. Well, I thought as long as I'm still in my Word here, I would show you how I print. So you go to File, and it will bring up Print here. File and Print. And now I'm going to make sure that I have the right printer selected. I want my sublimation printer, which is an Epson EcoTank 2760 that I have converted over to sublimation printing by putting sublimation ink into it. Now I'm going to go under printer properties. I'm going to make sure I have premium presentation paper matte selected, high quality, and then under more options, I want to make sure that I have high speed unchecked. I want bidirectional or high speed unchecked. Also, in sublimation, you mirror your image. So mine is preset to mirror automatically. But for this, you really wouldn't have to mirror it because it doesn't have any letters or anything. But just get used to mirroring your image. 99% of the time, you're going to mirror your image for sublimation. This just happens to be one of the times that you wouldn't have to do it. So there are other times if, say, you're putting it on something that you're going to see it from the back. There are different times that you wouldn't mirror your image, but on this one, I'm just going to leave it checked as mirror, hit OK, and then I'm going to get these printed. All right, we've got this cutting, and I've got the sublimation printing. And this is the second page of that sublimation image, almost done. So you can see the 24-inch mat going through the Cricut machine here. And as you can see, it takes up a lot of space on the crafting table. But it'll be worth it to have the design that big. So now I've cut off my extra HTV and you can see the design here. So it's time to get weeding. And I like to weed on my cutting mat. It makes it easier to see. This HTVRONT Sublimation HTV seems to weed very easily. This is quite a large design and it didn't take long to weed this at all. So again, we are going to be doing a 100% cotton shirt. So I'm going to be putting Sublimation HTV Heat Transfer Vinyl onto the shirt. And then we will be putting the sublimation image on. So a couple things I want to go over with you on this press, which is so incredible. I've already showed you this, that it turns 180 degrees each way, which is so nice. It's got the 15 by 15 square pad. It has got the, so put it down here. And when you have the pressure just right, it'll be a little bit hard to press down, but not really hard. So I've actually got it set here. You can turn it for the pressure up and down here. So, and then like I said, you just want to have it just tight enough so when you press. Now we're going to be putting the shirt in here and then we'll check this pressure again. So also do not touch it here when it's hot. You'll always want to turn it by either the handle or this area here. And again, it goes 180 degrees each way. You don't want to go 360 because you'll wrap the cords up in there. So I did look in the manual, and let's get our control turned on here. Turn it on, and it's at 290 for 15 seconds, 290 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. And that is because for the heat transfer vinyl that I'm going to be putting on, that's what I want first. But it's very easy to set the temperature. It goes up in 5 increments here. And so I want to keep it at the 290. So what you do is you find your temp and then you just press it. And again here, same thing. It goes up in 5-second increments. So I'm going to leave it set at the 15 seconds. So I'm going to leave that there. I actually might only do this for 10 seconds because I am going to be pressing that heat transfer vinyl on as well. So I did drop this down a little bit. So 290, and so it's going to heat up to 290, and then we'll do our pre-press of the shirt here. But to turn this off, you just press and hold and it goes off. So again, comes on. You pick your temperature. This is really nice because you can pick this up and carry it with you. So again, I'm going to go at 290 degrees Fahrenheit, just what it suggests. And instead of the 290, and instead of the 15 seconds, I'm going to leave it at 10. And then you just press it to set it there. So now while this is heating up, I'll grab my shirt. So now I've got my shirt in here. So I am going to pull this up and get it all centered. And then I'm going to do a 10-second pre-press to get any moisture out. And as you can see, it is 100% heavy cotton. And so I am going to also be cleaning this off before I do my pre-press. We are up to temperature here, and I have my shirt centered on here and cleaned. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the timer here. I think you just push and hold, and the timer will start counting down. And so I'm going to do a pre-press here for the 10 seconds. It did beep when it got up to temperature, which is really nice. So after pre-pressing, I have centered my design on the shirt. This design is bigger than my pressing mat, so I am going to first press this side, and then I will move it over and press the other side for 10 seconds. So I added the Teflon sheet and I pressed each side for 10 seconds. So now I'm going to let this cool down completely because this Sublimation HTV is a cool peel. It peeled perfectly. Now we're ready to get it back on the press and add our sublimation image. All right, so the instructions say 390 for 40 seconds. So I'm going to turn this back on and get it ready to put the sublimation on. So I'm going to turn this up to 390. 290. 3, very easy. It goes up in the 5-second increments, like I said, or 5-degree increments and 5-second increments. Okay, so it's 390. Now I'm going to set the time to 40 seconds. And so that starts heating up and getting ready. So these are the two sublimation prints. I put them together and I taped them on the back with heat resistant tape. Here you can see the heat resistant tape on the back. I had one tiny little piece of a flower sticking out, so I did have to add a third piece of sublimation paper with that design on it. That's why there's 3 pieces here. I just want to make sure that I have full coverage. So I've got to press this in 2 sections again, and it's going to be 390 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 seconds. So I did tape my image in place. So then I will press the right side and then I'll press the left side each time for 40 seconds. One side done, and now I moved it and I am pressing the other side. What a beautiful transformation. This HTVRONT Manual Heat Press works amazing. It had just the right amount of pressure, just the right amount of heat, and just the right amount of time. I zoomed in here so you can see just how well that sublimation ink transferred on to the sublimation HTV, and it is adhered very well. I'm giving the HTVRONT Manual Heat Press an A+. I am very happy with this machine. I love the pressure control, the heat, the time, everything. Time, temperature, pressure is so easy to use with this machine. Please see links below for items that I've used in this video, and have a great day. Please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thanks for watching.